After spending 15 years in the spotlight, Victoria Beckham has formed a pretty tough hide when it comes to reading about herself in the press.
I don't care, to be honest with you. I've never really cared too much about what people say about me. If I did, then I probably would never leave the house.
Born Victoria Carolyn Adams on April 17, 1974, in the English county of Essex, she first caught the attention of the paparazzi as Posh Spice, a member of the all-conquering all-girl group, the Spice Girls. Becoming the best-selling girl group in music history, they leapt to fame with their debut single Wannabe in 1996. Wannabe went to #1 in 31 countries around the world and instantly became a global phenomenon, and the nickname Posh, in reference to her wealthy upbringing and love of designer outfits, stuck. 4 #1 hits later, she upped her fame quotient by hooking up with budding football star David Beckham after a chance meeting at a charity football match. The story goes that it was David who did the chasing. Posh later revealed that she'd had no idea who David Beckham was and didn't care too much for football. Another year and 3 #1 hits later, and Posh and Becks announced their engagement. Then suddenly, on May 31st, 1998, Geri Halliwell, aka Ginger Spice, announced her departure from the Spice Girls. As a foursome, the Spices were never quite able to recapture their former glory, but with so much going on in her personal life, Victoria scarcely had time to worry about her career. In March 1999, she gave birth to their first son, Brooklyn, who was said to have been named after the New York suburb in which he'd been conceived. Exactly 4 months later, David and Victoria made it official and tied the knot at Luttrellstown Castle in Ireland. Young Brooklyn was the ring bearer. With her Spice Girl days behind her, Posh made an attempt at a solo music career. However, after blowing 3 years and millions of pounds of record company money on trying to break through, she decided to focus her creative energy on something she was really passionate about: fashion. A front row fixture at every haute couture launch, she immediately set out her stall as a self-appointed style guru, with the media clamouring for her comments on the latest trends.
Good style is being true to yourself, wearing what suits you, what feels good, what you're comfortable in. For me, I never really follow trends. I just do what feels right and what I think suits me.
However, not everyone agreed that what felt right for Posh necessarily looked right. Richard Blackwell, famous for his annually released Worst Dress list, delivered Victoria Beckham her first Hollywood flop by naming her the worst dressed celebrity of 2007. He wrote, "In one skinny mini monstrosity after another, pouty Posh can really wreck 'em." Despite the criticism, Posh has refused to rein in her habit of making bold fashion choices. Clearly, she has her favourites when it comes to top designers. Victoria's rail-thin figure and taste for classic elegance has made her the perfect celebrity poster girl for Chanel and its chief designer, Karl Lagerfeld.
I'm a huge fan of Karl Lagerfeld, and if he says that's cool, then that's good enough for me. I don't really care what anyone else says.
And at almost all of Karl's shows since, Victoria has been there to deliver her all-important verdict on the merits of Chanel's new collections.
I thought it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it.
And what did you think of all the stairs just glorious?
It was amazing. It really was amazing.
If there was one piece that you had to pick to take home today, which would it be?
There were so many amazing pieces. I love the long cream satin dresses. I love lots of the little tiny dresses as well. There was so much. The accessories were amazing too. There was just so much.
With the paparazzi buzzing around her like a swarm of bees, she's always ready with her comments about each collection.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. Really beautiful.
The new elements with the long drapey bits that Carl's calling them braiding, what did you think of that?
I thought it was beautiful. I thought the whole thing was very fresh and beautiful, and I love the tights as well.
More recently, she's been proudly showing her new friend and fellow fashionista Katie Holmes around Chanel's hometown.
I just think that the glamour, I think the atmosphere, obviously Carl is genius. I just think it's very exciting.
It's really fun. We're having a great time here in Paris together.
Victoria has also declared herself a big fan of American fashion designer Marc Jacobs.
Mark is just he's so intelligent, he's so intellectual, and I'm like a sponge when I'm around Mark. I want to learn from him. He's always got such a strong opinion.
Since joining the rarefied ranks of the design world herself, Marc is one of the mentors she looks to for advice.
Mark's a genius. I'm so fortunate to know him as a friend, but I get so much inspiration from him.
It was after giving birth to her second son Romeo in September 2002 that she decided it was time to graduate from simply wearing clothes to designing them. To her surprise, she discovered she was quite good at it.
I'm having fun. I like fashion. Fashion is about expressing yourself. It's about being free.
In 2004, she designed a limited edition line for Rock and Republic, titled VB Rocks, which mainly consisted of high-end jeans. At a Rock and Republic launch at LA Fashion Week 2 years later, it was clear her patriotic designs had won over some very high-profile fans.
Keeping it real, Vic, and it's great stuff. I love it. I love the crowns on the pockets. They're hot, so I very much think it's great, and I think that Victoria is wonderful, and she picked the right person to partner up with, absolutely.
Victoria is really, really great. I think that she's portrayed so different in the media and how she really is. She's really very funny and very talented and very hardworking. And we met actually here in LA. And actually, since then, I think Victoria and I, we've been in about 7 different countries together. And she's just really, really into fashion.
In July 2006, now with baby Cruz in tow, Victoria launched her first line of sunglasses, called DVB Eyewear. In no time at all, she'd released her own denim label, DVB Style and Intimately Beckham, a his and hers fragrance line which was followed up with Beckham Signature at a launch in Macy's in New York. Posh's fashion and accessories empire now also includes her own range of handbags and jewellery. Her status as a bona fide fashion icon was officially recognised by British Glamour magazine in 2007, when they named her Woman of the Year and Entrepreneur of the Year. As always, she refused to tone down her bold fashion sense for the auspicious occasion.
This was the only choice I had, and it's Chanel. And I think this is a fashion event. So there's not many opportunities that you get to really go out there and wear something that's very fashion, which in my opinion it is. It's not going to be everybody's taste, but it's my taste, and it's me.
But just when it seemed that her identity as a fashion icon and entrepreneur had totally laid to rest her Posh Spice alter ego, rumours began to surface about a possible Spice Girl reunion. Following a big move to the US with the rest of the Beckham clan, Victoria was playing it cool.
You know what, we don't know what's going on at the moment, but right now I'm just concentrating on getting David and the kids sorted in LA. But yeah, busy doing lots of things, but we'll see.
But now that Brooklyn, Romeo and Cruz had all grown out of nappies, she and her old stage mates soon made the announcement that it was time to dust off those vocal cords, jump back on the spice rack and head off on tour.
We feel like really lucky to have another opportunity to perform together again, and just a big thank you to all of our fans everywhere. They've really made it possible.
Yeah, and also supporting us. We have a greatest hits album out at the moment, which is just doing so well, and we want to thank all the fans for that as well.
This time around, they were doing it for the kids.
I think for us that have children, that was the main reason for us doing this, is to show our kids, look, Mummy was a pop star, or is a pop star, and that's really cool. And to see our kids sat there in the front row seeing what we do it's a dream come true.
4 out of 5 Spices now had to face the problem of what to do with the kids while they were at work.
We're going to take them with us, you know. I think that we're going to have tutors, we're going to have some nannies, you know. I think that the families are the most important thing to all of us. So, you know, David's going to come on tour as well.
It's like
we're all going.
It's like a G8 summit. Do you know what I mean? It's like a coalition government. We all go along.
Family.
Exactly, all of us together. It's going to be so much fun. I mean, I'm excited. You know, we got some shows in America. I'm excited. The kids are excited. David's excited. I think all of our families are so behind what we're doing.
It's like a holiday, isn't it?
It really is. It's going to
get a free holiday, all our
It's going to be so
families.
much fun. I mean, they're going to be
work.
clocking up the air miles like nobody's business.
In fact, David got so excited about the sellout Spice Girl reunion tour that he couldn't tear himself away.
You know, he's around every day. He's here and he watches every single show. I said to him tonight, because his friends are here, I said, why don't you just go out with your friends, go to the pub or something like that? And he said, no, I don't want to miss a show.
He wasn't the only one. Fans all over the world were queuing up to end the 10-year wait for the return of some spiced up girl power.
Oh my God. We went to the concert in '98 and it's just gonna be way better than that. It's gonna be awesome because they're so much cooler now.
Hi, we're from the Philippines.
What are you doing here?
We're here to watch the Spice Girls.
Why?
Yeah, because they rock, dude. Why not? Part of our childhood.
Yeah.
Spice Girls, you know, tell me what you want, what you really, really want, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a great show. We got pretty good seats and we're excited. Definitely, yeah.
We love the Spice Girls, Baby Spice.
Posh Spice.
Yeah.
You rock, Victoria.
Of course, one of Victoria's main priorities was making sure their stage costumes wouldn't let the show down.
We've got lots of costume changes, you know. Cavalli did all our costumes and they're fantastic. There's something for everybody out there. There's lots of colour, lots of glitter, lots of hot pants, lots of cleavage. Lots of things for lots of people. A lot of hard work has gone into making this show what it is. A lot of hard work, from lighting to choreography to hair. We do wear a little bit of makeup as well, just a touch. Just a little bit of mascara.
In the wake of their triumphant reunion, there have been lots of rumours about a possible Spice Girl performance at the 2012 Olympics in London. In the meantime, fans can look forward to a new musical based on the music of the Spice Girls called Viva Forever. Aside from her pop star and fashionista personas, Victoria is just as well known in her capacity as a footballer's wife. Since saying I do to the future captain of England on the 4th of July 1999, she and David Beckham have been joined in the public consciousness by the popular portmanteau, Posh and Becks. In Britain, they've become such an institution that their nickname has found its way into the English dictionary and in rhyming slang. The expression Posh and Becks has become a pseudonym for sex. And there's no disputing that they make a formidable team. Thanks to David's football talents and impossibly good looks, and Victoria's business savvy, they've carefully crafted brand Beckham, establishing an astonishing portfolio of sponsorship contracts and extending their credibility as a power couple.
Beckham rappresenta in questo momento l'icona.
The Beckhams represent the icons of 2003 at this moment. They are a couple who have come from nothing. They have become rich and have a jet-set lifestyle, but they are also normal. They have 2 children, a normal couple, but with the possibility of enjoying life to its fullest.
Stilisticamente un bel twist personale perché sempre
He has his own style that is very particular. Many people copy him.
Per cui è seguito da tutti i ragazzini inglesi, lo copiano,
His hairstyle and fashion. Everyone likes him. Men, women, gays, everybody.
Piace ai ragazzini, piace alle donne, piace ai gay, piace a tutti.
Adding to Victoria's own range of products, David's endorsements now encompass health and fitness products, fashion magazines, perfumes and fashion accessories. Then there's his own range of underwear. Not that life in Buckingham Palace has all been the stuff of fairy tales. Back in 2003, the paparazzi were on the hunt for a story after David transferred from Manchester United to Real Madrid. Not overly keen on a move to Spain and with a music career in England to salvage, Victoria stayed at home with the kids. Finally, in 2004, David's personal assistant dropped a bombshell by claiming in the News of the World that she had had an affair with the England squad captain. According to Rebecca, it was the prolonged separation from Posh that led David to play away from home. He was simply bored and tired of being alone. The alleged 4-month romance apparently involved sending raunchy text messages to one another. The affair headlined newspapers and gossip magazines all over the world. Then, adding insult to injury, Australian model Sarah Marbeck piped up claiming to have shared 2 nights of passion with Bex. David passed off the accusations as ludicrous and refused to acknowledge any part of the story as true. But the damage had been done, and the Beckham family headed off to a ski resort in France to try and escape the press. Victoria went on record in the Sun newspaper, insisting that rumours of the alleged affair would not wreck her marriage, and she proved true to her word. In February 2005, she was laid up in hospital in Madrid after giving birth to their 3rd son, Cruz, while David was sharing the good news with the press.
We was very happy. It's a week early, but everything's very well. The baby's very well, and Victoria's really good. So, we're very happy.
While rumours persist about David's alleged infidelities, and despite claims by a former nanny that their marriage is a sham, Posh and Beck still seem as strong a team as ever. They proved that with their impressive multi-pronged assault on America in 2007. The Beckhams' move stateside was neatly facilitated by David's $250 million transfer deal from Real Madrid to the LA Galaxy. While some media commentators were shocked by news of the defection, others saw it as a well-planned strategic maneuver that had been on the cards for years.
They want to move on in their careers. I think they want to continue being famous. I think David wants to move on to life after soccer. I think that Victoria has certain goals, and those don't entirely involve singing with the Spice Girls. So they want to advance their careers. They want to do something that so many Brits have tried to do coming to the U.S. with mixed results, and that's become international superstars. They're big everywhere, but here, this is the last frontier for them, and it's the biggest prize, and that's conquering America, and that's what they want to do.
As far back as 2003, Posh and Bex had been making regular trips to the US and building up their contacts.
It's great. We've met some fantastic people. I'm working with some amazing producers out here, and it's just great. It's nice and sunny. We've got the kids with us. We've been swimming, and we're having a bit of a break here.
Back then, she was playing down their plans for world domination.
But it's not the intention to come out here and try and crack America. Like I said, I'm just working with some people out here. David has pre-season training here. We're just here having a good time.
But after Victoria reportedly offered herself up to Katie Holmes as a style guru, she and Tom Cruise's bride-to-be became inseparable. With Tinseltown's #1 power couple on speed dial, Posh and Beck's ascension to the upper echelons of Hollywood society seemed sealed. Finally, in January 2007, came the news that they were on their way.
I think there's two levels of decision making in this, one from the family, and obviously Victoria has a part in that, and for his business advisors and his legal team. Of course, you look at it, and who wouldn't want to live in high glamour in LA?
The announcement sent the world's press into immediate overdrive.
Even by David Beckham standards, a hype today is extraordinary. Undoubtedly the main motivation for David Beckham to go to America is to generate as much cash as he can. A footballing career isn't a long career, and your opportunities to generate money, even by David Beckham standards, needs to be quite extraordinary. And what a better platform than taking football to the soccer-mad nation of America.
Paving the way for their arrival in July 2007, Madame Tussauds Museum in New York stood their wax likenesses next to a statue of George W. Bush, holding a sign that read, "Welcome to America."
We think the story of David Beckham signing the contract with the Galaxy is really, really hot. We think them moving to Hollywood is even hotter. So we wanted to have them here to add to the media frenzy.
In an effort to add even more fuel to the fire, Victoria signed a deal with NBC to document the big move in her own reality show. The question on everybody's lips was, would the seemingly very serious Mrs. Beckham finally crack a smile? Originally commissioned as a 6-part series, Victoria Beckham Coming to America was eventually shortened to a 1-hour special. It went to air on the 16th of July, 4 days after the Beckham brood touched down in LA and took up residence in a $22 million Beverly Hills mansion, along with their 10 security guards. In no time, reporters were out on the streets trying to separate the media hype from reality by asking locals for their reaction to the new arrivals.
Honestly, I don't really care. I mean, more power to them. It doesn't really make a difference to me whether they're in England or Los Angeles. If I saw them down the street, I'd treat them like this the same way I'd treat anyone else, you know?
What's his very wealthy soccer player.
What's his name?
Beckham.
Oh.
He's gotten a lot of media, and he's like a movie star now. So he's coming to LA, and there's
wonderful
hype.
Actually, I was really into the Spice Girls, so I'm kind of a Victoria Beckham fan. But I'm not a big soccer fan, so I don't really know a lot about David Beckham.
But those struggling to recall their new neighbour's claim to fame wouldn't have to wait long to be reminded. Victoria's well-timed reunion with the Spice Girls and frequent shopping trips with Mrs. Cruz, coupled with the hype surrounding David's soccer games and sexy underwear ads, were more than enough to keep them both in the gossip columns. Since then, Victoria has managed to keep up that profile by appearing in an episode of the TV series Ugly Betty, serving as a guest judge on Project Runway, and appearing on the cover of 3 different editions of Vogue. And despite keeping up her serious part for the cameras, she's got plenty to smile about behind closed doors. Now designing dresses for the likes of Cameron Diaz and Demi Moore, she is now firmly entrenched in the fashion scene in LA. And as Britain's 50th most wealthy woman, she's laughing all the way to the bank.